Well, the weather definitely looks a lot better than it did in real life, doesn't it? So we are here at Auto Club Speedway getting you ready for round number 3 of racing in Sim500. The NC811 Grand National Series about to take place as we go 100 laps around this 2-mile speedway that is known as Auto Club Speedway. Got some fun coming up here. Got about 5 minutes or so before qualifying, the warm-up, and then, of course, we'll go racing here for 100 laps and 200 miles at this 2-mile speedway that will be some other size here in the near future. But I'm the captain, 79 degrees. It is the usual default weather that you'll see this evening for Sim500. So we'll see track temps getting real hot. And we'll see a lot of great racing, some side-by-side, some slickness, some tight cars, and we'll see cars all over the place here tonight, as I mentioned, from the wall down to the infield grass, as you see right now. Somebody's down there. Let's take a look at the point standings as we enter the race this evening. Chad Coleman leads by 4 over Pedro Mojica. Stefan Marinek is third there in points. Scott Simley 4th, Tom Dreiling 5th, Jose Gonzalez, Mike Kelly, Kevin DeBrown, Tyler Dalton, and Ron Holyfield tied for that 9th position as we enter this race. Our previous winners, last season it was Daniel Falkingham going to victory lane, Josh Parker, Adam Gilliland back in 2020, 2019 Byron Daly, and Josh Parker won back in 18. So Parker the only 2-time winner at this track. And chances are, unless Josh Parker can do it for a three-peat, we'll have a second winner, or a new winner tonight, which would make 5 in 6 races. So I think we're going to have ourselves a pretty exciting race here tonight. As I mentioned, with 100 laps in the main event. All right, qualifying's about to start, so let's have a little fun here for a second. I'm gonna do a little channel surfing as we did Friday night, as we got ready for the race. And right on cue, I jump in channel to do a little channel surfing on the air. Doy Woods, everybody, is he was speaking. Thankfully, nobody heard him, but he didn't say anything bad either, which is like counter opposite of what normally happens. Hey, guys, doing a little channel surfing on the air, so I'd figure I'd come bother all 5 of you at once. Or 4.
It's a good thing you didn't show up about 2 minutes ago.
I was worried about you, Chad Coleman, but hey, you and Pedro 1 and 2 in points. You go to Auto Club. What are you guys feeling here? Kevin going to push somebody out of the way again?
Oh, always.
Yeah, Kevin will probably self-spin.
He did bring out the only 2 cautions at Homestead.
Hey, I got to beat Chad this time, so.
Good luck with that. Pedro, you feeling good down there?
He is in the bathroom.
Oh boy, that's a crappy situation. Okay, Doy, we got the Haviland car tonight?
Sponsor issues. It's a hold up right now, so I'm working on that.
All right, let's get him a Del McCowart paint scheme, please. All right.
All right.
Hey, best of luck, guys.
Thanks.
Nice one.
Absolutely. They had no clue
I
that
did
was
another
coming.
11 laps, 88,
Oh, that's
91.
you behind me, Glenn. I was like, what the fuck's with this guy?
Derek Myers.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
maybe
remember
Derek?
we were talking about
No,
the whole when
no,
I got
no,
in
no,
here
no.
to. Good job, John Higman. You made the
Yeah,
air.
it's been
car's all
around a lot
plain,
longer,
but-
and I can't remember who.
Trying
I
to make
can't.
it
I
go
won't remember his
faster,
name.
Piggy.
You could tell the Sim500 Mafia is having some fun. They're getting ready to qualify, right? They're gonna go qualify. Good luck, guys.
Thanks.
Went to pounce on that channel and we get an F-bomb. We knew it was coming sometime. I mean, I warned him I was coming down there. Anywho, little channel surfing, see what's going on, having a little fun as we get ready. So qualifying about to begin. Let's jump down on track. I told them if they were fun enough that I'd try it. And they were like, we're fun enough. All right, come down there and we get an F-bomb. Awesome. Love it. All right, so usual qualifying rules. It is Obviously, if you look down at the times there, if you see their times go purple, that means they are on their fastest lap, or on for a pole lap, I should say. Green lap means they're faster than their previous lap. If they're in the yellow, then not so much. Let's go down. There's Chad Coleman. Get you guys some car audio. That line right there is actually about the fastest way to get around Auto Club now, with the way this track has been set up. As Coleman crosses the start-finish line here. Runs right up there, about the 4th lane up. And down this very long and bumpy back straightaway. And of course, they are qualifying for the No It's Below 811 Before You Dig pole award. As Coleman gets loose down there in the bottom, that's going to kill his time. He's actually going to slow up and go for a second lap here. So let's jump to another driver here. How about Tommy Ryan? As he goes into turn 3 and 4, he's in an 811 car. As times will start to show up here on the board, Eric Arnold, Stoney Benfield, Glenn Campbell, Troy Radford, the 4 cars that have completed a lap so far. Kelly to the top, 41.55. As Tommy Ryan, I believe, is just starting his lap. And of course, the always, I was going to say Tyler Dalton, the always quick Tyler Dalton goes P3 with Mike Montesi running about identical laps as him. There's a new name, Thomas Lewandowski in the 20. He's purple both laps, goes pole, 41.48. See if Tommy can match that, or if anyone can match a 48. That's a good lap. Nigel Standish, P8. Kevin DeBrown up to 10th. As Tommy, P5, 41.62. And pole qualifying. All right, let's see if Chad Coleman can do it this time. That's the points leader right here on track. He comes off turn 4 to the checkered flag. He'll be solid, I think. It won't be a pole lap. 6th, 41.61 for him. Brian Wertman slots in down in the 24th position. Bob Gillenwater up to P8. Let's see who's still out there to run a lap. Jimmy Coleman, how much time I got? Got about a minute. So some of these cars who are just getting to the start-finish line are going to have about a lap. And that includes this guy right here, Pedro Mojica. Pedro should get to the start-finish line in plenty of time to complete the lap. It's purple. Second, 41.52. It changed purple at the last second, which, believe it or not, there's actually sectors on this track. Sector 1, he was green. Sector 2, he was purple. So he actually ran the fastest Sector 2 as he got the outside wall there. That'll do it. So he actually went faster in the second sector than the first sector than Lewandowski, but Lewandowski was just that much quicker coming from the start-finish line to the back straightaway. So that was the difference basically in first and second between those cars. So it looks like qualifying about to end here in 6 seconds, and Thomas Lewandowski going to win the pole here. Not sure if it's his first career start. I'll have to see if his name is in the system or whatnot, but I know it's the first time I've mentioned his name in this league. I think I've raced with him once or twice before. So, all right, as they go through pre-race ceremonies here, let's step away for a quick second. And we'll come back and get you the start of the Auto Club Speedway 200-mile race here in Sim500 on the Captain Esports Network.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah.
All right, 39 cars about to roll off for 200 miles of racing here at Auto Club Speedway. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Thomas Lewandowski, the New York driver, will start on pole alongside Pedro Mojica. Mike Kelly, Doy Woods there in row number 2. Tyler Dalton, Mike Montesi, row 3. Chad Coleman, Tommy Ryan, row 4. Bob Gillenwater and Eric Arnold, good top 10 start for him. Scott Simley and Randy Oakham, they'll take row number 6. Row 7, as they're having some issues coming off pit road, it looks like. Glenn Campbell, Nigel Standish, Steve Ritter, Kevin DeBrown, Bobby Wetzel, Stoney Benfield. Branch and Austin there in row 10. Kevin Stone, Anthony Calantoni, they'll take row number 11. Troy Radford, Tom Dreiling, who's top 5 in points after 2 races. He'll start 24th. 25th, Ron Holyfield, Joey Jatina, John Hickman Jr., and Brian Wortman. There's Joe Hudson, who was fastest in practice. He'll start next to Andrew Teft. Derek Myers, Jeff Ryan, Casey Duncan, Stefan Marinik, Jose Gonzalez, and Jimmy Coleman. And finally, Steve Herring, Mark Creighton, and Doug Sigmund. Those are your 39 starters that are about to go for 100 laps and 200 miles as the grid back there is scattered. Everybody's trying to figure things out. But Lewandowski and Mojica lead them to the green in Auto Club Speedway, California. Our cameras tonight, as always, presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook. They're in the iRacing forums, and more importantly, they are available at TrackCams22.com. As down the back straightaway for the first time, Lewandowski out to a pretty good size lead. And he stretches out pretty well already on a blinking Pedro Mojica, I believe that is. Or is that Mike Kelly blinking? Look at this, 2, 3 wide everywhere. Mike Kelly's moved up to second. He's in the gold trans service car, and in the black trans service car, he's under attack right now as Montesi on the outside in that 6 car. Woods has fallen back into the 6th position. First battle is back here around the 8th spot. Chad Coleman, Tommy Ryan, 7th and 8th, I should say that is right there. As Stefan Marinik just left pit road, unfortunately for him, he is going to be a couple laps down to start this race. Not sure if he didn't get the call for the green flag or if he was like the Xfinity drivers yesterday out at a hotel when they found out, oh, we're going racing in like 10 minutes. Shake up back here with Stony Benfield. '75 right there. Looks like Tom Dreiling there in the 32 right in front of him. There's the 17 of Kevin Stone also. Just want to make sure everybody's paint scheme's loaded up. I'm seeing some paint schemes that normally are on cars not showing up, so I want to make sure there's no errors on my part. You're gonna notice all the cars went white there for a second. As the 3-1 off turn 4, Bobby Wetzel is in this battle with Tom Dreiling and Jason Branch. Branch on the outside there in that Navy car. Lewandowski's pulled away to about a half second on Kelly. Montesi 3rd. Dalton has gone around Mojica also for P4. Ride with Eric Arnold, the Voodoo number 31. His track definitely will spread out. Plenty of great racing here. That's what this series is all about. Speed's close to about 190 miles an hour down to turn 3 and 4. Laps about to be completed. Already seeing some movers. Anthony Calantoni, fresh off his heartbreak in the Daytona 500 in the Cup Series last Monday night. He is up 6 spots up to 16th. Jimmy Coleman started almost dead last on the field, and here is the Trans Service White number 54. He's already up 12 spots to 24th. Coleman doing a good job there behind Kevin Stone in the 17. As up front, there's Lewandowski. This blue, black, and white number 20. Mike Kelly right there behind him. Montesi, Tyler Dalton. You know, Mojica's probably saving some tires back here, as he usually does in the 5th position here. Should be about a 2-stop race right now, pending on cautions. But I'm going to warn you now, there's not usually many. So Jose Gonzalez already a lap down. Stefan Marinick 2 laps down. Those guys started in the pits, I believe, and had a late start to the race. And Brian Wortman did too, but he was able to get out here on the lead lap. So they're going to need a little bit of help here. But as I talked about these last couple of seasons, one thing about this league is you do not get many cautions in a race. I looked last season. This race had 4 cautions in 2022, and I believe they were all late if I remember correctly. 2021. This race was the 3rd race on the schedule and had 2 cautions. 2020. This race actually was 3rd again on the schedule and had all of 2 cautions. You get my drift here. So the opportunities, you're going to have to take them when you get them, basically. As you see a pass. Tommy Ryan making a move on Doy Woods. Nope, I'm sorry. That was up in front there. Yeah, it was Tommy going past Doy, 4 position. Battle for 6 there. And then behind them, you see Bob Gillenwater, Chad Coleman, the 44 of Glenn Campbell, and then the 93, it's Kevin DeBrown, as those guys fight it out. How patient you got to be and just roll the throttle. I mean, Bob's barely turning that wheel. He's feeling that freeness out of that car right now. He looks underneath Doy Woods here. Doy's starting to fall back a little bit in that black and white number 28, as you kind of heard him joking during our little segment where we were channel surfing. He said he's had some sponsor issues. That's why you see the 3/4 white, quarter black car there. As to rewind, as Chad Coleman underneath Gillenwater makes an aggressive move, the Iron Man of the series. Last week, officially completed 100,000 laps in his league, and that's with all the series combined, by the way, not just one specific series. And I had one of my P1 viewers go and look at how many laps I've done. I've done like 45,000 total on iRacing. This guy's done over 100,000. And I doubt he's done any of the endurance races, so I couldn't catch him running 24 hours of Daytona about 5 or 6 times, a couple Le Mans, a Spa, a couple Sebrings, a Watkins Glen by myself, plenty of NIS endurance races. I've done them all. Check back here, the 8 and the 09, Nigel Standish, and the 8 of Randy Yoakum is Nigel up there where he likes to run that top side. He wore out that groove at Homestead, and now he's up here at the top there as he goes down the back straightaway in that gear wrench number 09. He's got Calatoni there behind him in the 84. Jason Branch there in that navy, yellow, and blue. 88 there About 5 seconds back in 17th. He's trying to hold off Steve Ritter, who's under attack from Tom Dreiling. Up front, Tyler Dalton making moves. He got around Montesi, who's starting to fall back there. Mojica's also got by Mike, and now Tyler's going to go for second and bring the 58 with him. A couple of the Mafia boys not wanting to give up second here. Great racing here, and here comes Pedro, bottom 3 wide here. As Mike's still having his connection issues, not sure what's going on there. As there you see the leader, Lewandowski, 1.5 out on the field. And then there's the other hounds back here behind him chasing him. Appreciate the viewers watching tonight. Broadcasting for a 4th straight night. Going to be back tomorrow night for Sim500 in the Cup Series presented by 811. They will be here at Auto Club Speedway also. So we get to kind of hang out here and go from there. And hello to Caleb watching on the stream. Appreciate you, sir. Garrett Austin fan. Garrett running right now in 32nd position. These guys are putting on a battle here. All good, Aaron. Dalton has finally cleared Kelly, and so is Mojica. Here comes Pedro, though. So finally, the 58 clears the 19, and now the chase is on. Can these guys get to Lewandowski, who's got out there a pretty good size lead here, as we're already a fifth of the way into this race. As that settles down, let's jump back here as this fight with Branch and Tom Dreiling here. Steve Ritter also in this battle, and here comes Jimmy Coleman, who started all the way back in the 36th position. He's trying to pounce himself up here into the... You know what? I got cars mixed up. That was not Jimmy Coleman. It was actually Troy Radford in a 94 car. I had to look over. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't see Jimmy's name on the list. That's a 94. Radford is, Dreiling getting a little loose there. Joey Jatina back there with them. Bobby Wetzel also in that 9. Tom, appreciate you watching, sir. As I always say, tell two friends to tell 2 friends. Build the numbers up on the stream. We do want to send a shout out. Monday night, one of the biggest broadcasts we've had in our partnership with Sim500. I want to give a shout out to the viewers who came out and watched Monday night's fantastic Daytona 500 race. The kilometers. Watched a fantastic race and a dramatic finish at the end. Watching all the battles here on the track and making sure we don't miss anything, because this track can put on some drama itself. handling really starting to kick in these cars, and Mojica has started to cut into that lead of Lewandowski. He's knocked down about 3/10 here in the last couple of laps, down to about 1.3 on the pole sitter there. Let's check on the Mike and Mike show back here. Is Kelly under attack from Montesi, and Kelly lets him go, and now Chad Coleman there coming behind him. This battle just don't want to go way back. Oh, into the wall goes Dreiling, through some dust up. Here comes Jatina. You see the next 5 races on the schedule. Las Vegas next week, then it's Phoenix. And instead of running the new Atlanta like the actual Xfinity and Cup Series is running, we'll run the old Atlanta. And then we kind of split off the regular schedule and go hit up Rockingham and Iowa. Should be some fun racing coming up here in the next few weeks in the North Carolina 811.org Grand National Series. Field kind of separating itself now a little bit here. And I say it as here comes Bobby G inside Tommy Ryan. Tommy's just going to let him slide on through. You see everybody pretty much down on the white line now here in 3 and 4. And you're seeing more of the same over in turn 1 instead of up there in about the 4th groove, which on the fresher tires is where everybody was running kind of during the race here. I say that as Lewandowski's up there running the boards. Steve Herring, unscheduled pit stop for him in the 98. Again, these cars do have 100% fuel in them, so they can go about 40 to 42 laps on a tank of fuel. So as I said, a 2-stop race. Now you see Kevin Brown has kind of joined this battle in the 93 car. You see the back end wanting to come around, so you got to put an egg underneath that throttle. Until 2 years ago, Atlanta Motor Speedway had the oldest surface that was in Dover in racing. Then Atlanta repaved, and now this track is, and now this track's going to get all types of messed up and changed and reconfigured and stuff. So off the top of my head, the oldest surface would then become, it wouldn't be Chicagoland because that track's not on the schedule anymore, unfortunately. Ooh, that'd be a trick question right there. I'll have to go research that one. I think Charlotte and Vegas were done in 06. Homestead? 2003? Comes to my head. So this battle here, these guys are just having a good time back here, I think. But all else fails, I need to go find a battle. Find Ritter, find Radford, find Dreiling, find Joey Jatina. These guys are fighting back here. shortly. We are about to have a battle for the lead. Look at this. Pedro has ran down Lewandowski, who's led the first 30 laps of this race. And we've got some short pitting going on here. Jeff Ryan on pit road. I heard somebody just call out that they were pitting. As Stoney Benfield comes to pit road. Stoney was struggling. Mike Kelly's coming to pit road. Glenn Campbell. Here comes some leaders. A little short pitting here. Working the tires. Put the fuel goods on here. Should be 4 tires and fuel for all these cars here. You see Benfield leaving pit road. There's Mike Kelly with a 15 flat. Doy Woods 15.2. As Nigel Standish comes down pit road alongside Steve Ritter. And let's jump to the front because we got ourselves something here. Mojica is here. And I think Tom just called out he's pitting here. A lot of cars pitting early here. I wonder if the tires are more of an issue than the gas. As here comes Lewandowski in the 20. Started from the pole. Should be 4 tires and fuel, and Tom out with a 14.6. Good stop on his head. Pace car needs to move out of the way. That's not nice. Eric Arnold, Troy Radford coming to pit road. Joey Jatina, Ron Holyfield. A whole lot of cars coming here. So you're definitely seeing the split strategy. I think you're seeing some that are going to go 33, 33, and then 34 to the finish. Others you're probably going to see do 40, 80. But the strategy board is everywhere. So the 31 Voodoo car. There goes Jochen leaving pit road. Now it's just a matter of getting what track position you're going to get, because you're going to see some changes definitely everywhere. Bob Gillenwater coming in. Tyler Dalton. I just heard Pedro calling. He's coming to pit road. So Bob Gillenwater in 4 tires and fuel for this JDRF number 4, Numero Cuatro. Gonna make that 15 flat for him, 14.8 for Dalton. And now the leader is in. Here comes Mojica. Curious of what some of the tires were number-wise after this run. I'm pretty sure somebody's probably down in the 50s and 60s as Derek Myers making his debut, I believe, in his Grand National Series in the 39 car leads. $15.6 for Mojica. Slow stop. That's going to cost him a little bit of time to Lewandowski. As Derek Myers, there he is in the red with the black racing stripe there. I'm used to seeing him in a Trans Service paint scheme, so that's a little different for him, but cool car. As Derek about 8/10 on Hudson right now. Casey Duncan, Jimmy Coleman, Brian Wortman, the last 5 up front here that need to stop. And then it should hand it back to Lewandowski. He's actually got Mike Kelly right there with him. We'll have to check on Mojica and see where he ended up here. There's Thomas, and there's Mike Kelly right there behind him. Kelly short pitted a little bit, so he's trying to maintain with the 20 car. So Mojica, in the end, is going to lose about 5 spots with that slow stop. So I know he's not going to be too thrilled about that. Look at 3 wide here. Glenn Campbell in the middle. Jatina there in the bottom, the 22. Up on the top side. That's Andrew Teft, by the way. He was a lap car, unfortunately. He's going to get around both of them, so I'm not sure if he's got fresher tires or what the situation is there. So obviously Myers and Hudson and Duncan and Coleman, those 4 are going to play the late run here and try to get a caution, maybe steal some track position. That's what they're doing as Jimmy Coleman comes to pit road now in the 54. Remember, he started all the way back in the 36th position in this race. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast. If you are, hit that subscribe button, please, on the stream. Or if you're watching over on the respective Facebook pages, on the Captain Esports Network Facebook, or over on the Sim500 Facebook page, we appreciate you guys watching over on those channels as Hudson has pitted in the 15 car. He's on pit road now as we see Chad Coleman trying to get around Glenn Campbell here. As you see, this is what makes this league so much fun, is the fact that these guys know how to race, and they know how to put on a good show. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. But as you see, 42 laps from the start, all green, and not many lap down cars at all. It's all about strategy and getting out here and race, and not to mention, these guys don't run. You'll hardly ever see a night race, if ever. And the reason being is because these guys like it as a slick racetrack. And when I bring up the track temp, you look over at the far right, bottom part of the screen, 126 degrees. This track is slick right now. So if you think they're racing on a all-grip Auto Club Speedway, no, not at all. So Derek Myers has stayed out so far still. I'm thinking he's going to pit here any minute. You can run 43 laps on a tank of fuel. You and Duncan, that's impressive. Problem is, these guys, their beds are made right now. They're going to have to pit, obviously, later. And with that being said, they're going to need to play the caution game at the second stop if we make it there under green. Let's check back here. Kevin DeBrown leans Rings unyoke. You better not netcode. You better not netcode. That was dicey. Oh, now they're 3 wide back there. Ritter. Is that Radford back there in that 94? Eric Arnold's in that battle. And this is where you're going to see a lot of passing now, because you're going to have cars that have fresher tires than the others. Pedro Mojica underneath Tommy Ryan. That's for 6th. I mentioned Mojica with that 15.6 second stop kind of killed his momentum. And now he's got to work his way back up through the field here. He's got to pass 3 more cars to get back up to Lewandowski. The problem is he's about 5 seconds back. And now Derek Myers finally gives up the ghost and comes to pit road. 45 laps on a tank. I don't know if I could do that. Ever at a track like this. But the one thing I consistently say every time we come to a track like this, I don't care what league it is, I don't care what car it is, it could be all electrical cars. It'll find a way to be fuel strategy in this race. Happens every time. Surf Pro car up front here now, Casey Duncan, that's Supra. The Washington State native. And he will hand the lead back to Thomas Lewandowski. And we'll see now, everything will finally cycle around here. And remember, in this league, no more of the halfway bonus points, so it's straight up. Tyler Dalton will be 2nd. Mike Kelly will be 3rd. And they're all 3.4 seconds back. Pedro Mojica will be in the 4th position. Let's take a quick second. Let's step away. Let's hear from our sponsor, 811, as you're watching the Sim500 on the Captain Esports Network.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere. And knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
As you come back, you see 3, almost 4 wide racing off turn 2 as you're watching the North Carolina 811.org Grand National Series Sim500 here from Auto Club Speedway, the Captain Esports Network. Appreciate you guys joining us on this Sunday evening. I'm the captain as we are about to hit the halfway point, and these guys are battling. Also want to send a shout out to Chesterton. They are a sponsor, also a part of the series here in the company, so appreciate what those guys do. As Stefan Marinek comes to pit road here. As yes, you never know, I do have drones flying around. See Tom Dreiling starting to enter the picture here. Steve Ritter's also there, and Jimmy Coleman back there saw front end of his car that trans service cars. Calantoni, double triple on the apron with a car blinking above you. That's never good. All right, so the cars that started on pit road are all pitting right here at the halfway point. So let's add that twist to the story now. Might not win this race, but there could be some track position stealing from those who started on pit road. And I say that not counting Marinek, who obviously, he needs a lot of help right now, unfortunately. So this is the closest stuff right here on the track. You got 6 cars all within about 3 seconds of each other right here. Arnold and Radford, and there's Cal and Tony in the Talking Giants, that's the movie. Facing Giants, the movie. Talking Giants. So while we were in break, Pedro Mojica has gone back to second. He got around Tyler Dalton, and Mike Kelly is starting to fall off now. He's back to 6th. And Mojica's got about 2.5 seconds now, so he's been trying to save those tires, and now is rolling his way up here on the 20. There's the 20 that went by, and there goes Mojica. There's Dalton. There is Tommy Ryan. So this race is far from over right now. You wonder if you're Pedro, you're like, man, I was in this book before, running second to somebody very fast. Except that guy who was very fast was Daniel Falkingham, who, by the way, finished P3 Tuesday night in Milwaukee. So great job on his part. And hearing about some contact between Gillenwater and Kelly. And it looks like everybody's okay right now. Don't see any damage on neither of the 2 cars. Ritter and Standish there continue to fight with each other. Let's go back here to the 26th place battle. Garrett Austin. Unfortunately, these guys a little ways back, but still trying as hard as they can. Kevin Stone there in front of him. And that's 17 cars. Those two trying to get whatever they can get out of that car. So there's a battle there. Of course, we've got the big battle in the middle of the field I was talking about a little bit ago. Back here, Randy Yoakum is fighting with Jimmy Coleman there in the 32nd position. So Jimmy's got, you would think, pretty fresh tires to work with here, so he should be able to roll through this field pretty quickly. But unfortunately, as you know, when you stretch out your strategy and don't pit right away when others do, you're going to lose a lot of spots in a lot of track position, but you got to make it all up pretty much with speed and consistency. As Mike Kelly continues to free fall, his teammate there, Scott Simley, to his inside. I'm told Simley had a pretty big win in a race last night, so good for him. Chad Coleman inside of Tommy Ryan. This is for 4th. And all right, did Chad Coleman back into a telephone pole, or is there something I missed here? As I'm hearing now, because Tommy Ryan just asked Chad in chat. He said, "Who hit you in the rear?" And it was Glenn Campbell. Looks like Glenn got him pretty good. I mean, it looks like he backed into a pole of some kind, like a light pole or something. Look at this mess. They're still going at it back here. It's like when all else fails, fall back to 15th. You'll find a battle. Shall we call this the Hornet's Nest of the night? Julian, isn't it your bedtime, buddy? It's like 4 in the morning where you are right now. There you see the 1 coming into the picture. That is one to call him Ron Holyfield. It's not Ron. Ron's in the 11. That is Stefan Marinik, by the way, a lap car. So Mojica's chopped into Lewandowski's lead, about 1.7 now. That's not a nice word. Lewandowski, there's Mojica right there with him. 1.5 still is Pedro's been pretty much chasing the whole entire night here. You know he's going to be worn out when this thing's all over with. We'll talk later, Julian. As Radford looks underneath of Eric Arnold here, there's Tom Dreiling, that 32 right there behind him. Good night, Julian. Have a good night, buddy. Don't do anything stupid. Only friend from the Netherlands, apparently. So, 60 laps in the books here. We're 3/4 or 2/3 distance in, I should say. All caution free. Been great racing. Passing everywhere. Now just a matter of who can put themselves in the right spot to win this race. Who has the right strategy right now? It has been the Lewandowski show up front. See the whole entire field, pretty much. A couple cars back here we really haven't talked about much. There is the 11, Ron Holyfield. The 39, Derek Myers, who led some laps a little bit ago. John Higman Jr. in the 60 car. This is back at the 20th position. Jason Branch back there behind him. For a lot of damage on that 38 car, I don't see much on that nose of the 44 right there. As Jeff Ryan comes to pit road right here as the window opens. Randy Oakham is in. No, sorry, Randy in pit. I misread my telemetry. Meanwhile, back at the ranch here, 3-4 wide. 24 hours of this. And now Jose Gonzalez wants to get into this battle. I still want to call you Prince. Oh, somebody's in the wall. That was the 22 at Teft, went scraping it up a little bit. I want to call you Principal Skinner. And I hope you've watched The Simpsons one time in your life. You'll know who that is. Oh, did Arnold catch the wall? Because he jumped off there pretty quickly. No, he's pretty good. And Hornet's Nest has been buzzing for a while. These guys have not settled it out one bit. Oh, the old gunslinger. So up front, Mojica's got it down to 8/10, keeping an eye on that battle. I mean, this is literally, like every other battle is pretty settled. This one's the only one it's like nobody seems to just want to walk away from. Here comes Eric Arnold to pit road. So they'll settle down here for a minute. I think this is the first time all of those cars have been single file at once. Yeah, we're about to begin a second round of green flag pit stops here. And it's going to be that car right there. Mike Kelly about to come to pit road. Well, he might blink his way on the pit road. Let me get that man a tinfoil hat. As they go around Garrett Austin to put him a lap down. But that's your separation right there from first to second. Oh, Tom's going to short pit on him. So the guy who's dominated, led the most laps tonight, comes to pit road early here at lap 67. Glenn Campbell, 21-second stop. That must have had nose damage. And now Mojica's in. So Mojica had to play match game here. And this could be one of those things now where these two could hurt each other hitting early like this. It could drag people like Tyler Dalton, Chad Coleman, Bob Gillenwater into this race. All right, 4 tires and fuel. Mojica 15 flat, so another not so fast of a stop. And we'll see the 20 probably fly up. There he goes right there. There comes a lot of cars to pit road. See Dalton, Gillenwater, Tommy Ryan, DeBrown, Calantoni, Doy Woods, Jatina, Radford, everybody in. $15.9 for Dalton. Slow stop there. Tommy Ryan might jump him here with a 14.6. Nope. Pit crew struggling this evening as Coleman and Simley come to pit road. John Higman, Ron Hollyfield on pit road. tires and fuel, and the 38 pulls away. So with all these cars pitting right here at this moment, you're looking at the same crew that's hanging out there at the front. I think it's going to stay out here as long as they can. And that's going to start with Derek Myers, who leads this race right now. So if Myers went on with lap 45 before he pitted, so he could technically go another 18 laps before even coming to pit road, which is impressive in itself. At that point, you could almost put 2 tires on the car and be faster than anybody. But now, I don't know if I would do that, though, but I'm not driving the race. Oh, and they door each other. Workman got into him accidentally. Joe Hudson back there in the 15 car right behind those guys. You see Lewandowski's moved up to 4th. There's Mojica, who is about a little less than a second and a half behind Thomas. And Tyler Dalton, unfortunately, is about 7 seconds back. Now he's got 2 lap fresher tires, or 3 lap fresher tires, I should say, than Lewandowski. And then the 1 lap on Pedro, so appreciate everybody watching tonight on the Captain Esports Network, the Sim500 NC811.org Grand National Series. Race number 3 of the season. As Joe Hudson brings it to pit road there in the 15. So when does Derek Myers come to pit road? He'll be the last of the leaders to get to pit road here. We're going to step away for just a quick second here. A word from our sponsor, 811, as you're watching Sim500 here on the Captain Esports Network.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Derek Myers leads by 7.5 seconds over Thomas Lewandowski, who has pitted for the final time. Look at that view of the mountains. Derek Myers still yet to come to pit road. My guess is he's going to wait to lose the lead and then probably come to pit road. As we have 24 laps to go, caution free so far in this race. There is the 39 with John Higman there behind him. We look from the crowd here at Auto Club Speedway. It's one of the cool, Myers slid up in front of that car. But one of the cool things about the cameras you can get at trackcams22.com is the fact you can actually get cameras like this. So if you go in and decide you want to spectate an A-Fixed or something like that on iRacing, you can actually like go sit in the grandstands and watch like you're actually sitting at a race at Auto Club right now. So look at this. The battle is on. 22 laps to go. Montesi going to make a pit stop here next time, buying the 6. Pedro make the move to take the lead in this race. He's chased Lewandowski all race long and literally cut into his lead bit by bit every single lap, and then a pit stop would happen. He'd fall back further and come back bit by bit by bit, and here he is, the closest he's been all night, right here. And this is not to disrespect Derek Myers, who's leading. But this is the eventual winning race battle right here. Oh, Mojica. Oh, I thought Mojica was going to go topside on him. Here he comes to the bottom. Gonna try to pinch him up against his lap car. Benfield gives him plenty of room. Pedro sends it in there deep, but Thomas back to the throttle quicker here topside. Fantastic racing. Try to get him here, slides up in front of him, shuts the door, takes the lead, and it throws the block. Lewandowski back to the top. Ooh, Thomas got loose on entry. That'll do him right there. Maybe not. Tony Benfield has gone behind the wall, it looks like. And Thomas is back with the momentum to the bottom. It looked like I saw him get loose into the corner. As they come up on who is the leader right now, Derek Myers. Myers trying to hold the lead there now as Wortman gets out of the way. As Mojica officially takes the lead with 16 laps to go, and the best thing that could have happened to him was Lewandowski getting stuck behind Myers. So let's see if Lewandowski did he save enough to give Mojica a run for his money here at the end. Obviously, Derek Myers still yet to make his final pit stop here in the next 5 laps. Anybody want to hear some surprising news? Ready? Back here. The Hornet's Nest is a little smaller, but it's still here. Oh, contact! Joey saves it. Ritter got into the side of Jatina. What a save by the 14. Code Brown on the Sim500 owner. Ah, this race about got flipped on his head like that. Watch this again. Joey makes his pass. Ritter goes to pull a crossover here. And just misjudged the corner there with each other. And look at that save. Watch hands and feet on the wheel there, boys. Great save. Lewandowski has not let Mojica go. Still 2/10 separating those two. We're going to watch that one closely up there. Matter of fact, that's the closest battle on the track now is for the lead. You do got Tommy and Kevin DeBrown here. Well, or not, I'm sorry, wrong battle. How about Simley and Kevin DeBrown? Looks like Tyler Dalton might have a mirror full of Chad Coleman here in a minute. There's that battle. That's for 4th right there. Myers is still there. In 3rd, yet to come to pit road. He should be pitting in the next 2 laps. Here are your leaders. Going around the 26th of Jose Speedy Gonzalez. Not so speedy tonight, unfortunately. And I'm sure Casey Duncan's going to give these guys the bottom probably here. I stand corrected. Thomas is going to get a run here on the top. Ten laps to go as Myers comes to pit road, so his strategy unfortunately does not pay off in his debut in the Grand National Series here. I applaud him for the effort. I've done that plenty of times, and unfortunately I walk away with my tail between my legs. Hey, what, KC is fighting here to stay on the lead lap. I know there's probably some people are watching there like, why is he not getting out of the way? He's actually on the lead lap right now, so he's trying to stay there. I don't blame him for racing here. As they come off turn 4, going to be 8 laps to go this time by. You know, another thing I got to give the 71 credit for here in front is he's running the same line. He's not making adjustments or anything. He's running right there about the second groove up in 1 and 2 and in 3 and 4 here. So as Myers comes in with those fresh tires here, he'll go blowing by all 3 of these cars here in a second. So it's not like he's been kind of unpredictable. He's been in the same lane the whole time here as Myers going to cross over Lewandowski here. Heck, might even give him a push here. That time Casey went down the lane. Now Casey's going to go ahead and give them the line here and let them race for the lead and for the win here. I applaud him for his effort there of trying to stay on the lead lap, but now you're at a point, yeah, I mean, I can totally understand letting him go here, 6 laps to go. You're the lucky dog right now. So worst case scenario, if you do get the caution, you're there, but, you know, at this point, let them 2 battle for the lead. I mean, you still had plenty of laps a few laps ago, so. Dalton has been able to hold off Coleman for the 3rd position. Kevin DeBrown and Scott Simley are back battling for 7th right now, and you also got a battle between Callan, Tony, and Kelly for 9th. Mojica's pulling Lewandowski in the corner, but then Lewandowski collects all the time back in the draft and off the top side. As they come up on Jeff Ryan to put him a lap down now. Sorry, Jeff's already a couple laps down here in this situation. Four laps to go. As Coleman has got back to the back of Dalton here. As Callan Tony here and Mike blinking Kelly tonight. As we come to 2 laps to go here next time by. As Mojica's starting to pull away 0.6 of a second on Lewandowski. And you see Thomas can knock it down to 3 or 4 tenths usually by the end of the straightaway. But unfortunately, the bottom has been the way it looks like to go for Mojica. As Pedro getting a little loose there off 4. 2 laps to go, 4 miles. And again, a reminder, tomorrow night we're back here at the same time, 8:30 Eastern, for the 811 Cup Series from Auto Club Speedway. So come back and join us tomorrow night. Kevin England will be with me. We'll have a pre-race show. And get you ready for another race probably like this. As off turn 4, final lap. White flag, 1 lap to go. This race will go caution-free officially. Lewandowski giving all he can topside. He is the champ from last season. He picked up the win last week at Homestead Miami Speedway. And now he's going to come off turn 4 and collect himself another checkered flag after finishing second last season to Daniel Falkingham. He moves up 1, and tonight, caution-free, Pedro Mojica holds off Lewandowski for the win at Auto Club. Battle for third at the line. Tyler holds off Coleman. Gillenwater holds off Tommy Ryan. So for the champ, he becomes the first multi-time winner this season, obviously in 3 races. He's got 2 of them. And Pedro going to drive her over in the victory lane there. Great job on his part tonight. And as you go back to last season, oh, by the way, this is Pedro's 4th win in 6 races. So, obviously a great start for him in that 58 car. As we look at the final results here at Auto Club Speedway, as Mojica holds off Lewandowski by 0.3 of a second. Tyler Dalton and then Chad Coleman, great battle there for third. End up 3rd and 4th. Bob Gillenwater ends up 5th with Tommy Ryan 6th. Kevin DeBrown 7th. You had Scott Simley finishing 8th. Anthony Calantoni finishing 9th. And Joey Jatina ends up your top 10. Troy Radford 11th with Mike Kelly 12th. Nigel Standish 13th. Eric Arnold and Joe Hudson end up your top 15. Ron Holyfield finishes 16th. Derek Myers got up to 17th. John Higman there, 18th position for him. 19th goes to Glenn Campbell. Tom Dreiling 20th. 21st to Steve Ritter. 22nd, Casey Duncan. Bobby Wetzel 23rd. Jason Branch 24th and Doug Sigmund 25th. Mike Montesi 26th. 27th, Jimmy Coleman. Randy Oakham finishes in the 28th position. Kevin Stone 29th and Andrew Teff 30th. Jose Gonzalez 31st. Jeff Ryan 32nd. 33rd to Garrett Austin. 33rd, Brian Workman. Stefan Marinak unfortunately never had a chance to make up for starting on pit road. He finishes 35th. Stoney Benfield finished behind the wall along with Doy Woods. Mark Creighton in the 38th and position, and 39th to Steve Herring. Unfortunately tonight. Caution free. What a great race it was. And we'll talk to some drivers here. Got the top 3 hanging out here in chat. And Tom Dreiling's hanging out here too. Let's go talk with the 3rd place finisher tonight. And that was Tyler Dalton. As Tyler is up here in the waiting room waiting to chat it up a little bit here. Is Tyler, great 3rd place finish for you tonight. Great battling. Obviously a good top 5 car. Once again, come up a little bit short, but now it looks like you might have 2 people to fight every week.
Yeah, Pedro and Thomas definitely had the faster car tonight. We were good on the short run, but we just couldn't keep the right front on it.
We'll talk about, obviously, the racing, caution-free, and obviously come down to pit strategy there. Thomas made the first move, and, of course, Pedro made a move, and then you made a move. But all in all, it come down to you versus Chad there for the end. But pit strategy, it looked like, was pretty big here.
Yeah, Chad had some damage, which was, I think, hurting him down the straightaway, else he would have had me. Made a little mistake getting into our pit box and had to back up a little bit, caught himself a little bit there. And then having to deal with some of the lap traffic definitely held us up. That let Chad get right to my bumper. And he was just trying to keep him in the dirty air, and we were able to keep him in front, but I don't think it would have been too many more laps that he would have gotten by. But be happy with third. Pretty average race. Didn't do great in qualifying, didn't do great in the race, but we'll take it and go to next week.
Absolutely. You head to Vegas there for the fourth race of the season, but a good start so far to you in that 19 car. Send some shout-outs to whoever you like to.
Yeah, definitely a good points today. So just want to thank NC811.org, the series sponsor and good sponsor for the league. I want to thank Trans Service, and I want to thank all the Sim500 Mafia teammates. Had quite a few of us up there running good. Bob got him a good 5th place finish. Joey got a top 10. So we'll go on next week and see if we can got to figure out Pedro and I guess now Thomas.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight, and we will see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Tyler Dalton finishing in P3 tonight. Great run for him, as Pedro Mojica was the winner. Let's pull him back down to chin. I pulled him up accidentally instead of Thomas. But Tom, man, what a great run for you. I know it's not what you wanted in the end, but to still lead the most laps and have a great battle with Pedro, it just looked like the long run was the difference between you two.
Yeah, I mean, I give it all she had at the end there, but the first run, he was definitely quicker at the end of the run than me. So the second run, I was a lot easier on my tires. And even though he had 2 or 3 left fresher tires, we're almost even at the end on pace, so I was pretty happy with that. But the big thing was on the pit stops, I was a little quicker on entry than him, but I had a really slow stop, and I lost a second on my out lap. So there's that's pretty much a difference in the race there. I mean, but it was it's still it was a good race and give it my all.
And one thing I noticed, it looked like you pitted, correct me if I'm wrong, a little earlier in that second stint. Was that strategy move on your part?
I broke the race up into thirds.
Okay.
Yeah, so I pitted lap 33 coming to 34 the first run. Then I pitted lap 37 coming to 67 coming to 68
okay.
the second run.
I was trying to make sure. I was like, man, did he just pit early there? I had to think back there for a second. But still, man, obviously a great race. Now, correct me again here. Is this your first race here?
Yes, on the Sunday. I usually run Midnight Thunder.
Midnight? Okay.
Yeah, but this is my first race with the Sunday night crew.
Absolutely. We going to see you on Monday nights too, or just Sunday nights?
Just Sunday nights for now, because I did the Silver Crown on Monday, so.
Nice. That's a little
But thanks for
challenge.
broadcasting, and you guys put on a great show, and I look forward to watching the broadcast here.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you at Vegas next week. You and Pedro put on a great show there from the pole, and a very impressive lap on your part. So send some shout-outs, man, whoever you like to.
I'd just like to thank Pedro, because he always races me super clean. Me and him have some of the hardest, cleanest racing that I've ever had in the service. Bob Bryant, Marcus Lindsay, all the guys at the drill aisle, Larry Pace. These guys all help me out in some way or another. So, and thank you guys for broadcasting these races.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations, and we'll hopefully see you next week in Vegas.
All right, see you next week.
All right, yes, sir. Thomas Lewandowski with a second place finish for him. And congratulations on his pole, obviously, here tonight, making his first start in Sunday nights, as he talked about the Friday Thunder League. That is pretty much a late starting Friday night league, is what that is, in case you didn't know, for Sim500. That's a pretty fun one there, too. All right, going to talk to a pretty familiar voice in victory lane tonight. Pedro Mojica did all the chasing tonight, if you will. It took you all of 80 laps almost to finally get to Thomas with the cat and mouse games of pit stops and that kind of thing. And that first stop, I'm sure somebody's in trouble on your pit crew. But talk about the race, man, and welcome back to victory lane again.
No, I appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, it was It was hard work tonight for sure. Tom was really good, man. I've raced with him for a long time, even back in the old Coke days or Coca-Cola iRacing Series days, back in the early 2010s, and he's really good. So yeah, I knew when I saw his name in the race that it was going to be a challenge the whole time, and you're going to have to be on your A game if you're going to want to try to win or even have a chance of winning against Tim. So no, the first run I was just trying something else. I want to take it pretty easy and see what ends up happening, and that kind of helped shape the rest of the race for me. So I mean, it worked out. I dropped about fifth, maybe about a little over 2 seconds behind or so, and then that first run I was able to get up to Tom. And then right as I got to him, he pitted. So then at that point, I was like, oh, well, tires you usually have an advantage. So I waited till lap 35, and then I pitted. So I think it was about 3 laps after Tom had pitted. So there was a pretty decent gap to him. And we were gaining. And then there, when I was about 2 seconds behind, I was starting to slowly gain. So I did get a little nervous there. I was like, oh crap, he must have did a really good job saving his tires and whatnot, because the tire advantage is very minimal. Fortunately, I was able to get it to almost a half a second before he had pitted again. So then at that moment, I knew it's like, if I want to have any chance, I need to pit now. So I pitted the next lap after he did. Fortunately, the pit crew rebounded. I had a better in to pit road, I think, than the first time, or a good exit. Sound like Tom had a little bit of issues in pit road with his pit crew, so didn't lose too much ground on him and came out about 2 seconds behind him with 1 lap fresher tires. So then at that moment, I was like, well, I got about half of the run to try to get to him before we even out, and it becomes almost hard to pass or impossible to pass because we'd be running about the same lap time. So, but it's tough because it's like you don't want to go too hard and then you kill your tires quicker than normal. So it was kind of like you said, cat and mouse of a couple different things of like, what do you do? But we were able to fortunately work on keeping the tires under us and get to Tom, and had a good race with Tom. Nice hard clean race, and we were able to pull off the win. So yeah, it was super cool.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations. Welcome back to Victory Lane and holding off Thomas there. I can only imagine in your head, if you're thinking what I was thinking, I'm like, man, this guy just got rid of Daniel. Now he's got Thomas to worry about.
Yeah.
But, great job, and send some shout-outs whoever you like to.
No, I mean, that's cool. I like the competition. Tom is he's a great competitor and a really clean racer and smart racer. So it makes it fun. It makes it fun when you race guys like that. So it gives it even more meaning when you win those races. But yeah, Chris, appreciate you and Captain Esports for putting on the broadcast. I appreciate all the admins at Sim500 for everything they do. NC811 for sponsoring the Sunday Xfinity Series. Appreciate them and everything they do for Sim500. Glenn Campbell and Trans Service, I appreciate them for coming on board this year and sponsoring me. Appreciate Tyler Dalton for painting the car. I forgot to mention that last week, so sorry, Tyler, but I appreciate you painting the car. It looks sharp, man, so I'm glad I can represent that paint scheme well on track. Everybody on Team Name, I appreciate them and their support and all the fun we have racing, and then my family. Wife's been a little sick, so appreciate her let me come down here for a little bit and having a little fun. So,
well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations. 2nd win of the season, 4th win in the last 6 if you go back to last season. So keep knocking them off, and we'll see you next week in Vegas.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thank you,
all right,
Chris.
buddy. You too. Pedro Mojica with the victory tonight, 2nd of the season for him. I just moved him to the waiting room accidentally. Sorry, Pedro. I know he moved himself down to his team down there. But, yeah, good race all in all. Let's talk to back-end Coleman here. That's Chad, by the way. Finished in the 4th position tonight, and I know we don't usually talk to the top 4 or top 5, but sometimes I feel like extending the post-race show. So let's talk to the man who backed into a light pole tonight or something with his back end, that being Chad Coleman. Now that you've had a chance to look at your back end and how it just killed your speed down the straightaway, you got to be impressed with a 4th place run.
Yeah, That's what I was just telling them down there, that I knew that it hurt it, because I mean I could get big runs off the corner and then halfway down the straightaway it just died. Because like early in the race I always watch Pedro's times, and earlier in the race I was matching times with Pedro, and we're running even times, but we were running about a tenth faster than the field, and I'm like, well, you're pretty good night if I can, get with him on, coming off pit road. And I did. I gained a bunch of time off pit road, but I had 10.5 seconds of damage right there, and that kills these cars with the rear damage. But I thought we could have ran with them tonight, and we had really good tire wear, like extremely good tire wear compared to a lot of the guys in the channel. We were pretty good, and that damage hurt it. I had to overdrive entry to try to make up some of what it was losing to break even with what I was doing before. It hurt the right front a little more than it did the first run.
And one thing I noticed tonight too, along with the tire wear, was the way the groove moved. The start of the race, you guys were all pretty much up fourth lane, which is the usual fast way around here. But then by mid-run to the end, you guys were on the bottom.
Yeah, it would be amazing if we could get some like dynamic track,
right?
Because just seeing some of that is seeing some of what we used to have. So it's a lot of fun when you can do that. Like, you try to set people up to pass them. You could enter different. You didn't have to just run right on them, getting in the corner, pick a line, and go with it. Tomorrow will be interesting. Like, from I haven't driven the car yet here, but some of what I've seen from watching some different people's streams, that looks like it's a race around the rim. So.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I ran the first NIS last season when this car first came out, and I remember you're pretty much up against the boards the whole time. I mean, you can make some momentum on the bottom if I remember correctly, but it was like you almost had to save your tires up top, and then later on when everybody went up there and started killing themselves, that's when you go to the bottom. But
yeah.
But no, it should be fun, man. Looking forward to it. But great job. Send some shout-outs, buddy.
Just like always, thanks to you for broadcasting. Thanks Joey and all the admins with Sim500, and thanks to all the guys in team name, and congrats again to Pedro. He should be points leader now, and and thanks to Trey for like I always say, he painted this thing about 3 years ago and it still looks good, so we keep making circles.
Hey, whatever works, right? Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
All right, buddy. Chad Coleman in the Wounded Duck of the 38, a smashed up NOS can, if you will, finishing in the 4th position tonight as we move him back down to his team name, which is team name. And let's talk to our 5th place finisher. We'll get Bobby up here. Bob Gillenwater gets a good top 5 run for him. Bob, nice job tonight, man.
Oh, Chris, man, it was a fight the whole time, man. A lot of good close racing. Just man, that was a fun race.
So I heard you a couple of times saying, "Hey, man, sorry, didn't mean to do that." What was that all about?
I think I was trying to think who. Seems like when I got around Tommy down in 1 and 2, I washed up a little bit. We really didn't make contact, but I really forced him out of his line. I mean, I had 0 incidences, but just it's close, tight racing. Tommy's so clean, I would never do anything but race him, and like everybody else, straight up. So I just, I like to clean my mistakes. That's all.
Well, obviously, still a great effort this evening for you, man. It's got to feel nice to finish 5th after a 9th place start with all the strategy and the different tires and just so much going into the race. I mean, obviously with the pit stops, you had people falling back, you had people going forward, and some short pitting, some going long on pit stops. I mean, it was just everywhere.
Yeah, and I kind of struggled on that. I really was thinking, kind of had it planned out. I knew it was going to be, about 10 to 12 laps short overall. And so I was kind of watching the fuel and thinking, if we get a caution, going in, and we can just square this thing off. But I went a little bit later on that first stop than some of the other guys, man, and I was deep, had a lot to make up, had to abuse the car a little bit. So I did pit a little bit earlier the next time, and I think that helped out. I mean, I think it was better. Just, man, the lap traffic there at the end is kind of closing on Tyler and Chad, which I know they had a rough time getting through it too, and it just that was a little disappointing. Guys like down, not really racing for a position, kind of messing with us there. But hey, it's racing.
Right. Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations. Great race, and send some shout-outs.
Yeah, I absolutely want to thank NC811 sponsoring the series in the Monday night series. We just can't thank them enough. Just always call before you dig, and appreciate Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation being on the car, and Captain Esports for taking care of us tonight. And can't wait to see y'all next week.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night, and watch this cup race. Should be a lot of fun, huh?
Yep, we're ready for it. So yeah, looking to have a good run tomorrow night.
Weather should be familiar. Wink, wink.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, buddy. All right, be safe. All
right.
Bob Gillenwater. Nobody got that joke. It's default iRacing weather, so it's always the same. Anyways, all right, we're heading out as we get ready tomorrow night, 8:15 Eastern. We'll have a little pre-race show, have some fun with Kevin England and myself. Hopefully work will go well and I can get here quick enough, and if that happens, we'll be good to go. Appreciate, of course, all the viewers for watching tonight, all the people from NC811 for being a part of the sponsorship of the league, of course, with the Grand National Series and the Cup Series. I didn't get a chance to do a Turn It Up segment tonight, so I do want to send a shout-out, FrenchStretch.com. Of course, they're covering the Xfinity race right now live. I've been kind of peeking over at their chat that we have. It's kind of like a Discord, but for us, and just kind of seeing what's going on in that race and so on and so forth. But you can catch Saturday articles of myself kind of updating on everything in the race. As you know, I didn't do a lot yesterday because everything got canceled. So looking forward to that and continuing with Front Stretch. So appreciate those guys for allowing me to put them on the broadcast here. So make sure you check out FrontStretch.com to get updates on all racing news from F1, IndyCar, NASCAR, dirt tracks, ARCA, all that good stuff. Good interviews and podcasts and stuff for you to check out. Check out FrontStretch.com. And I promise I will not say check out one more time. Anyways, we're heading out. So let's enjoy the rest of our Sunday evening. Enjoy the rest of the actual Xfinity race that is on. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be